it's pretty common around the all-time highs that, people take some chips off the table. We're seeing long-term wallet addresses taking some chips off the table. It's pretty common.
Yeah.
Ahead of the halving. Then it normally goes into what I refer to as the banana zone. And that's when you get the real price action. So the real price action hasn't happened yet.
No banana
This is
zone?
when
We're pre-banana zone?
When does it start? When?
Crypto has been down, and there's red all over the charts. Bitcoin is trading for $67,742 at the time of writing, down 3.9% in the past 7 days. Ethereum is trading for $3,300, down 7.6% in the past 7 days. And the coin that is anticipated to be the breakout coin of this bull run, Solana, is trading for $177, down 6% in the past 7 days. None of this matters, though, according to macro expert Raoul Pal. With the halving approaching, Raoul shared the data of the nearly identical last 3 halvings, which show the price action meddling around the all-time highs, and then it goes into what he calls the banana zone. In an interview with Howard Lindzon, Raoul expressed that this is the greatest gift for retail investors in the history of mankind. Raoul warns that the prices are about to go up, and just buy. And most importantly, don't F this up. Raoul believes that retail investors are like a bell curve, and most people will be stuck in the middle, not making a decision, overthinking the whole thing. Raoul suggests don't look at the charts, don't look at the graphs, don't overthink any of this. Just buy and hold until the prices pump and make a ton of money. As a reminder, this is not financial advice. Do your own research before making any financial decisions. This is for entertainment purposes. Let's listen to what Raoul has to say.
So I discovered this chart back in 2020. And what it is the number of active wallets in crypto.com measure this, versus the, active IP addresses of the internet. And I always thought, well, this is a network adoption model, the same kind of thing. It's an adoption of a technology. And I wonder what they look like. And I put them over each other. And what we found was that, obviously, because the internet was the rails that already exists, the adoption of a new technology that uses those rails is faster. And it's actually twice the speed of the internet. So if you can get your heads around how big the internet was for all of us, this is happening at twice the speed. It's driven the fastest appreciation asset of all time. The compounded annual returns of, let's say, Bitcoin is about 150% a year, even with 80% drawdowns 4 times in the middle of it. We've literally never been given an asset like this with an adoption like this. And going forwards, if we just assume that the rate of growth just matches that of the internet from here until the end of 2025, we end up with 1 billion users. And if we extrapolate that out to 2030, we get to 4 billion users. So basically, this is a pervasive technology that's going to take over all of our lives in ways we don't really understand. It's not just going to be about investing in cryptocurrencies. It's just going to be the underlying rails of transactions. If the really important thing is, crypto right now is $2.7 trillion industry. It'll probably finish this cycle at $10 to $15 trillion. And by 2030 or so, it'll be $100 trillion, right? This is the largest, fastest accumulation of wealth in all human history. It's as simple as that. That's what that chart tells you. Now, what everybody does, and Howard, you explained, there is a bell curve. And you want to be on the left of the bell curve, which is actually the same as being the Jedi Master on the right of the bell curve. Everybody in the middle who overthinks it, it's simple. Number go up. That's the whole crypto thematic that you need to know. You can either do all the deep dive, and I must have done 10,000 hours on this, and I might be at the right side of the curve sometimes, but I don't mind being the left either. Just don't overthink it. The moment you overthink it, that's when you get yourself into trouble and you start not seeing it for what it is. You see it for what you want it to be. And listen, if you go to the ludicrous thing that Paul Tudor Jones mentioned a while ago and Stan Druckenmiller talked about, is 80% of Bitcoin holders don't sell ever. Yeah. And it's the same with Ethereum, with the staking and everything else. So your actual supply is 20%. Plus the miners. The miners keep getting halved every 4 years. So you've got no supply. So that's 20% of the let's say of the entire asset class, 2.7 trillion is actually available to buy. You bring something like an ETF and things go bananas, right? The more people who adopt it, the more the price rises. Also, the really key thing is, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the chart from Fidelity about the risk reward of assets. It's brilliant. So there's this big white page, all Fidelity branded, and here's a cluster of all of here's the NASDAQ, and here's gold, and here's oil, and here's all of that. They're all clustered in the bottom. Then there's a blank page, blank page, blank page, blank page, blank page, dot, Bitcoin. It's a alien asset class. We have never, ever had an asset class with this risk reward over a long-term time horizon and this performance in all of human history. Right. If I'm right that this is the fastest, largest accumulation of wealth in all human history, right? If it goes to 100 trillion, to JC's point, this is the S&P is worth $50 trillion, or the US stock market, entire US stock, that's 100 years of accumulated value.
It's mostly S&P, Raoul.
Yeah, it is. It's 100 years of accumulated value, and we're going to double that in a decade. It's like, this is la la land, right? The amount of money that's going to get made here is la la land. This is the banana zone, gentlemen.
Okay, so tell me what we're seeing.
Cycle, this is the banana zone. So what happens at about this point in time, what we call crypto summer, we have this little shuffle around the all-time highs, and then everything just goes bananas. So I don't care whether this is tomorrow or in a month's time, because to Phil's point, the number about to go up. And don't overcomplicate it. Everyone will overcomplicate this. They'll be looking at weekly charts, daily charts, hourly charts, tick chart. Just forget it. You should have a year plus to make a lot of money. This crypto market is the biggest gift retail investors have ever been given. Look, with moves like that, you don't need to be over cute. Again, you can buy the breakout, and sure, it might even retest that, but it'll be fine.
To watch the full interview, check out the link in the description. What do you think of Raoul's thoughts here? When do you think the banana zone is going to happen? Leave a comment. If you found value in the content, hit the like button, as that greatly helps the channel find similar viewers like you. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on the current market commentary and news. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.